Okay, good morning. I hope that you are ready for this. All right, so we are just going to review order of operations, but before we get started, I want to just remind you of your playlist. So this is Unit 2, Part A. We're going to have, I believe, three, four, I think we got four different parts of this one. We've already covered absolute value, and we have just finished up reviewing integer rules. So now we're going to put it all together and we're going to review our order of operations. So if you notice down here, we're on task number 1 and you have a video and guided notes. I did not do a mastery check this time because this again is a review. So this is a review from 6th grade that will roll into our next part, which you will have a mastery check for. So your goal on all of these practice items is to make sure that you're getting an 80% or higher. So yes, you're not getting a grade for it, but at the same time, well, it's not going in as a mastery check grade, but you still need to review things. So task number 1, turn the page and let's get started. So we are going through order of operations. So some of you are familiar with that saying, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So kind of what I have done is I've just changed it up a little bit because we are now dealing with grouping. So, and yes, these are doodle notes, colorful notes, like add color when you're kind of just sitting there being a little bored. So when you are going through this, your first one is going to be grouping. These are just some of the grouping symbols, but these are the ones that you're mainly going to be working with. And then, of course, don't forget your absolute values. That's also considered a grouping. And then we have our exponents. We've dealt with exponents since Unit 1 when we dealt with powers of 10, scientific notation. All right, so we have grouping, exponents, multiplication, and you are going to start understanding that multiplying can be given in different formats. And then you have, and notice how it says or, okay? Multiply or divide. And this is what I'm going to mention up here when you are going to want to work left to right. Work left to right, just like you read a book. Okay, so as you're working through this and you come into multiply and divide, you're going to go with whichever one you run into first. The same scenario happens with adding and subtracting. So adding or subtracting. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but here's pink. All right. So with that being said, there's a silly little saying. Instead of please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, it says grandma. That way you know that there's a grouping instead of just parentheses. I want you to understand it's more than just parentheses now. Grandma excused my dear Aunt Sally. Again, this is just a silly little mnemonic, okay? If it doesn't help you, don't use it. All right, so we're going to solve this one together. Obviously, let's go through the steps, right? Do we see, first question, do we see grouping? I see grouping right here. Here's my grouping. All right, so I'm going to rewrite it. So 3 times, I'm going to change this out with a dot. 3 times 4 plus 5 squared minus, and 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, so we're done with our grouping. Now moving on to exponents. I do see exponents. 3 times 4 plus 5 squared. Again, I'm doing every step individually so you see where it's coming from. So we're done with our exponents. And now we are moving on to multiply or divide. So if you notice, I only see multiplying, which is good, so I don't have to worry about which one to do first. There's no division. Okay, so this is this doesn't exist here. Okay, so there is none. So I'm going to just kind of put that reminder in there, none. And then I have addition, which does come first, but if it didn't, it wouldn't matter. It's whichever one comes first. So if my subtraction had come first, you could have done that one first. So 12 plus 25 is 37, and please double check my math. And then we have our subtraction, which 37 minus 12, hopefully you recognize is 25 people. Oops, 25. There we go, 25. And that's your final answer. So a couple of things that I kind of tell people, it kind of looks like a pizza slice. So your pizza slice has your crust, which is your original. So here's your crust up here at the top. And then it comes down to your points. Some toppings are falling off, but here's your crust. All right. So your crust is your original problem, and then everything else is your work. All right, and I don't know if you heard the bell, but that is the bell. So I want to just kind of stop here. Please do me a favor. I would like you to finish these 4 questions down here at the bottom, and then I want you to see the teacher with your paper. A lot of you are not listening to the video. I want you to bring me this paper so I can check your work and review over anything that you have missed or gotten confused with. So bring your questions, please. All right. Let's see if Aunt Sally's getting excused today, people. All right. Thank you.